A dream like to spin fire. The NFT in ours are diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From new mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web freedoms and dreams show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a
Yo, good morning, guys. Yo, I didn't get an invite to Ethos. Yeah, dude, I don't have an Ethos invite or account. What the fuck? I'm on the sidelines here, too. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yo, what's up, Cutie? What's up with that? Are people getting a token along, like, an NFT, and they got a token dropping, or just an NFT? Sidelined yet again. What's up, my guys? Jazz, good morning. Murray, good morning. Cutie, good morning. Hoods, GM, sir. We're live. All the usual places. That would be Abstract. That would be X. China, good morning. YouTube, hang on. Arena. I knew I was forgetting something. Boy, oh boy. Dude, okay. I need to look into Arena more. I'm hearing, like, on the timeline, I'm hearing, okay, here's what I saw. I saw a tweet that said you got to be paying attention to virtuals, and you got to be paying attention to internet capital markets. So that Believer website, and then Arena. What the fuck? I need to put some more time into Arena for sure. When I start hearing about it talked about, like, mentioned with those platforms, like, man, that's a different kind of thing. Yuga Labs sells CryptoPunks for 20 million. That's fucking nuts, dude. I can't wait to chat about this. That is so bonkers, dude. I can't make this make sense. Actually, I'm glad Choina's here, because Choina's going to maybe help us figure this thing out. It doesn't make sense at all, man. But yeah, big news yesterday, man. Yuga Labs sold the CryptoPunks IP. We've seen... God damn it. Hang on. Whatever. I think I just reset my stream key. Whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, so we've seen Yuga Labs teasing that they're selling the CryptoPunks IP. Like, rumors of this earlier this year, and Yuga comes out and says nothing happened. We're not doing anything. But then yesterday it happens. Yesterday, the moment actually happened. Yuga did sell their the CryptoPunks IP, which I fucking love. Actually, right, we kind of broke it on the show thanks to Choina. Damn, I really did mess that key up, I think. And I want to be streaming over there. I'll fix this later, I guess, but... Can I edit it here? Fuck it. Not today. Not today. Big win for punk owners. Dude. All right, we got a lot to get into, man, don't we? Yeah, Axelrod's live. Axelrod's breaking records like we thought. OMB, I didn't... Okay. So something I like about today, I'm going into this kind of blind. I've not looked at crypto prices. I've not looked at NFT floors. I'm kind of out of the loop. Damn. That's fucking nuts. E-Rock, good morning, man. Dude, I'm very tempted to list my my hoodie GVC to try to get a the new Rafik the new Rafik piece. Really tempted to do it. And we're seeing some hoodie punks on the move too, which is pretty fucking cool. All right. I can't focus, guys. It's just going to be that kind of stream, I think. I can't focus. There's so much happening. I'm like checking all, whatever. Smash the like on the show. Make sure you come over to Crypto Slam on YouTube and subscribe. We got a great guest coming up tomorrow on the afternoon show. We got DGen C coming on the show tomorrow. I'll tweet that out later today with a link to the stream. But talking about, man, their project, what they're building, being in the Virtual's ACP, and then fuck, man. I'm just looking forward to chatting more guys here in the AI space. Gonna be awesome. Heard back from Doodles too, so we're locking that in. That I'm pumped about. Probably want to get the Doodles on like Monday for a deep dive into DreamNet. Fucking great stuff. Yeah, you know what, E-Rock? I don't think I'd let him go for under 4. I'll be a little greedy because I don't care if he doesn't sell. I think 4 is what takes him. And somebody sold one yesterday for like 1.8 or 2.1 or something. It was really low. Fucking nuts. People are crazy. Love this. All right. Come on, Hudah. Get fucking locked in here. Follow me on X. It's Hudah_idiot. Follow us at CryptoSlamIO, also on X here. Struggling. God damn it. SlamAI_XYZ. And then the Swarm_AI, that is our flagship AI agent, jam-packed with data, trained on terabytes, 250 plus terabytes of fucking rich, wealthy, stinking, wealthy-ass rich data. Mark Cuban stinky rich. You know what I mean? Like that Mark Cuban rich data. Nobody else has got it. How's he looking? I didn't look at market cap for Swarm here. Still think you got still think that's a spicy agent and token. God damn, Cutie, you don't see me on Arena, do you? No, I think I'm almost definitely not there. I think I just got to close that. Yeah, shit. All right, I got to kill that. What a bummer. What a fucking bummer. Okay. Let's just start looking at the crypto market. No idea. 103, 104, 105, I hope. 104. Oh, dude, not bad. Not bad. I'm going by like sentiment out there and, you know, what I was expecting to see and going by vibes out there. A couple of my groups. Like, dude, I was almost thinking the market had pulled back a lot. And I think we did for a period yesterday, right? I think Bitcoin maybe got down to 102, maybe 101, but clearly bounced back here, back at 104. Donald Trump making comments yesterday. Dude, he's such a fucking troll, man. He said 5 weeks ago, I told you guys all to buy, right? We're going higher, right? He did say that. He's like, I'm telling you right now, you should be buying stocks. Trump said it again. Sell in May and walk away is not happening, guys. That's my bet. It's not happening. All-time high this month. Now that I'm not betting on. I'm not going to bet on an all-time high this month, but I think it's super likely. And I think we see that all-time high July-ish. If we hit it this month, then I can't even fathom how high we go July or so. But we're on, man, we're right on track to cook. Here's ETH over 1,600. 2,600. I'm not even used to seeing ETH over 2K. Up 3.5% in the past 24 hours. Ripple 261. Solana 160. 180. Good Lord. Dude, I'm loving this. It's feeling good out there, man. You guys feeling that? Like, you feel that too? This isn't like just hopium, right? You guys actually feel that we got something coming. And I'll tell you what, like, the thing we have coming, I'm hoping here's the hopium. It's not that, like, all right, it's not that we just get, like, you know, the beginning of the year, we typically get a nice little run, right? New calendar, new tax year. We usually cook a little beginning of the year and we expect it. I'm not feeling that that's what's coming, right? What I feel is coming here, and I don't know if it's here this summer, this fall, or like early next year, if we're still a little bit off from it. But what I know is coming is like the adoption thing, the thing that is like 2020 and 2021, that it's like millions and millions of people waking up to what's happening here and realizing the thing they keep hearing about, they finally got to look and they finally got to get in, right? But by the millions. It's what happened last time. It wasn't just like a normal cycle. It was different. People woke up, people understood something really important was happening, and they had to be a part of it. And that's what I feel is coming here. again, I don't know if it's this summer, and I'm telling you, it's not going to happen without legislation. It's not going to happen without the Genius Act, and it's not going to happen without FIT 21. It's not going to happen without those. But when those happen, that's it. That's the everybody coming in moment. And it's not all at once too, by the way, but it's like these systems coming on chain, and it brings their users on chain with them. So that's actually, it's a good point, Troy. And it's why I like how I feel right now, because I don't feel good about it in the same way. I feel good about it. God, people kill me for when I say this, but like, I feel like it's like still early. Like, you know what I mean? Like still early in the cycle. Like I almost feel like this is like summer 2020. I know that sounds fucking nuts. Like I feel like the special part hasn't come yet. Good morning, brother. Awful Eye, we're going to show. Awful Eye had an awesome sale yesterday. Really, really, really incredible piece. And here's the thing: if you are here and you're like paying attention, like you recognize it. This isn't like it's yeah. I mean, this isn't just like during the cycle you get these periods where we're just up. You know what I mean? It just happens. It's maybe that's the M2 thing, but the thing that's happening is different. Like we're what I feel like is happening. Maybe this is the right way to put it. What I feel like is we're setting like our new floor, our new foundation, and I feel like that foundation is kind of where we're at now. If you think we can go to 200K Bitcoin, then imagine this. You go from 200K and you fall to 100. If that's our floor, right? You know what I mean? Like 200 is absolutely doable this cycle. It is. 200 is really, really doable. And at that point, we're not going to go from 200 down to 50 or 60, right? I feel like we're setting up right now our new bottom. People call that crazy. Fine. I'm not a great trader. I'm not. But I do understand like how extreme the fucking crypto adoption is going to be, right? I feel how extreme that's going to be. And what that looks like. What it feels like, I know. What it looks like, I believe in prices like that $1 million Bitcoin thing and a few years off. There, dude, off like beautifully put. The market's it's evolving. And we keep trying to think it's just going to be a cycle and it's going to play out like last time. And we, pump X percent and we come down to, whatever level is like typical, right? But no, it is evolved. It is different. Yeah, difference now is the ETFs and companies and states and nations buying Bitcoin. And we didn't have that last time. We didn't have that in 23 and 24. We didn't have it. Didn't exist. And to me, that's what's different. Those kind of like those investors look at Bitcoin that's half off as like, dude, you don't let it sit out there. Think of all of us in a bear market, right? And all of us wish we had so much money liquid to go buy in and right, just buy, hold. It's how you want to play. Those guys are looking for that opportunity. And when it happens, dude, they're buying, they're holding. And with Bitcoin, and this conversation mostly only applies to Bitcoin, 21 million of them. There's not enough. There's not enough. I can't see Bitcoin living at 50, 60. I can see it touching there. I can't see it living there. Dude, yeah. Hang on. Okay, let me get through ETFs real quick. Why don't we bounce right over to Axelrod? Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, crypto looking pretty great. Memes looking pretty great. We'll touch on that too. ETFs yesterday, 91 million outflows in the Bitcoin ETFs. On the ETH side, 13.5 million inflows. Love it. Beautiful. Oh my God, dude. We nailed the Axelrod prediction, like numbers wise. Everybody called, like a lot of people knew this was coming too, but I think we got the numbers almost spot on. Pretty fucking awesome. All right, so we'll come back to some general headlines, but we need to go look at virtuals. Guys, we talked yesterday, right? They introduced staking. And dude, staking is spicy. Stake your virtuals, earn, is it V virtual? 20% of Virgin points go to virtual stakers. Huge. Absolutely massive, man. These guys can't stop cooking. Hang on, is their platform having some issues, or is that me? Anybody having trouble? Okay, here we go. All right, Axelrod, AXR, agent from AIXVC, the head agent in the Virtuals Autonomous Hedge Fund Trading DAO. Dude, I got my update on that yesterday. I know things. God, dude. What's coming is people are gonna have a lot of fun, man. All right, here was the prediction, and there you see Axelrod. 7,000 participants. 7,000. That was our number. I think that was our number. 7,000 participants. I don't remember what we called for oversubscribed. I don't remember. All-time high, yes. I don't remember if I thought 3,000 or 2,500. I don't remember that, but definitely 7,000 participants was. There it is. 2,500% oversubscribed. That is a record. Participants is a record. Market cap is a record too, guys. What are we looking at here? Earlier saw 15 mil. That's FDV. I saw 18 mil. I think Kat's put that in the chat. Prediction here was 20 mil. At 18 mil, though, you're looking at like a 85x. Am I mathing right here? An 85x from the pre-sale price. If you got in this, you just did an 85x. You put in one virtual, like, man, maybe people will tease if you put in one virtual, but you turn your one virtual into 85 virtual. You put in 10 virtual, you're looking at 800. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It hit 20. There we go. 100x. You turn your, damn, dude, that is crazy. You turn 10 virtual into 1,000. That's fucking crazy. It hit 20 at 16 now. How'd you do? If you guys don't mind sharing, you don't have to, but if you guys share like what you pledged and how much you got, dude, virtuals is free money. And I think people, boss, good to see you, man. It's a bummer when life does that, but yeah, I feel you. It's free money over here. And it's going to keep going. So a lot of people might think this is toppy, right? You know, this is the biggest agent launching. Yeah. And by the way, this has got upside too. I think this gets to 50 mil. Right? This is like, I don't know. Look, the virtuals themselves, they don't have an agent, but if there's something that they're going to really run with, and it's like their flagship agent, it's Axelrod. Like, he's going to be the thing that really represents the ACPs. He's the dude people are going to for alpha and to trade. And that's that swarm, the anonymous trade fund, hedge fund trading DAO. That thing is going to be, it's going to be the face of virtuals, as is, guys, the autonomous, like the media house. That's the thing that's going to promote it. But it's like the center of it all is the hedge fund trading DAO. And this guy's the face of it. Cool thing is, though, man, all the agents in that swarm are going to get some big time attention, and I can't wait. I think people are really going to love what they see with our agent in that swarm. I think the swarm people are going to realize how important he is to this ACP. Man, dude, their site's getting hammered here. 6K points got you 8,500 AXR. Man, cool shit. Cool shit. Well, how much virtual was it? Like, how much virtual do you put in? And then we just know that equals, that equals 100x, which is nuts. 15x. I mean, I'm sorry. 75x, 100x, something like that. It's massive, massive win. And okay, so now you can stake your virtual. You can earn points this way. It's the best way to earn points. Virtual token's going to go, I don't know, guys, 5 bill, 7 bill. Virtual token's going to absolutely cook. But they're going to have some more announcements here. They're going to have some major agents launching here. There was one announced yesterday, too. Let me see if I can find. But I think they're going to surprise people with some big agents still to come. And it's like Axelrod isn't the top. Axelrod's not the top. I mean, he's the biggest right now, and he will remain that for a while. I mean, for a long while, too. But we're going to see some other agents launch here. They're going to be like Holy shit. And remember Solana agents. I think we're going to start seeing some like Solana. What's the word? Like Solana native. We're going to start seeing some Solana native agents launching over here too. And man, it taps into that other liquidity. And man, those are going to send too. There was another agent announced yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. And we'll talk about it on the afternoon show today. But yeah, here we go. Symphony. Symphony AI V1 terminal. And I believe they have a token that's launching or an agent that's launching as part of this. And Virtual is going to give this one a really big push. So guys, already we see our next like leading agent, leading launch on let me see if they got a date. But this is going to be our next leading launch on Virtuals. Arbus is next. Wish this would load. Yeah, 16 mil right here. Crazy. Dude, fucking wild. Again, GG's to all you guys who got in there. 1,600 points to spend one virtual. And again, your one virtual turns into what? 75 to 100. If you were to sell, now you're looking at 75. Crazy, guys. You can just stack virtual this way. Keep holding it. You keep getting more points. Just put another one virtual into the next one and one virtual into the next one. You keep 20, 50, 100xing. It's crazy. Guys, it's crazy. It's free money, and most people still are out. They think they missed it, and they didn't. They didn't. It's so fucking early in this ecosystem. Now that can change quickly. It's not first inning early. We talked about that. It's not first inning, but fourth inning. Virtual's like $1.50, 60, something like that. Maybe $1.30. Am I right? Am I right about that, guys? It's really cheap. I think I'm right about that. It's pretty cheap. Dude, this site's struggling. $2? Okay. Is it at a $2 billion market cap? Yep. And it's part. This is like if you're onboarding somebody, this is where you onboard them to. Only thing is it's complicated. But if you can walk them through it, be like, dude, put in $5. You're going to turn your $5 into $25, or you're going to turn your $5 into $50. And you can keep doing it over and over. And like, come on, man. Dude, it's such an obvious play. Again, the normies think they missed it. Not the normies, sorry. The like trench warriors think they missed it. And the broader market, the community thinks they missed it. They think that. And they'll keep thinking it until they realize, oh, it's not stopping. They're like, wait, explain it again. Hang on. Tell me again how it works. And when they get the flywheel, when they get the reward system, when they get it, they'll be like, oh my God, why would I not do this? Why would I not? As long as there's quality agents coming, why would you not? There you awful eye. It's like, I'm telling you, dude, you can't lose. You can't lose. Panic, does the upcoming Doodles AI ecosystem with Dude threaten the virtuals mindshare? No, I don't think so. My worry with Doodles, and this is going to be a great question for them. My worry with Doodles is that people are going to be, indifferent. They're not going to care too much. Doodles is more IP. Virtuals is more like utility. DeFi stuff, right? I don't think the IP stuff will do well on virtuals, but the DeFi stuff will. So I think they complement each other, if anything. In fact, it'd be cool to see them launch stuff on each other's platforms. So 1.3 billion market cap puts it around $2. Yeah, awful. Happy to, man. But I'll give you the TLDR. I'll just do it real quick. It's super easy. To get in these pre-sales, and what we're looking at is these pre-sales. To get in them, you need to have virtuals points. You get points by tweeting about virtuals or these agents. So you get points that way. You get points by holding agent tokens. So that gives you points daily too. You can get points by buying virtual and staking it. And then there's some agents you can also buy and stake as well, and they give you points too, like something like Vader. That's how you get points. So then you take your points. So I've not much, but I have 886 points. You find a drop you want and you commit your points. And then that gets you in the pre-sale. Now, the amount you can buy is equal to your percentage of the staked points. So if I'm like, If I can get 1% of all the points that were committed to the launch, if I'm 1% of all the points, I get 1% of the token airdrop, like the supply that's allocated for this sale. I get 1% of that. So that's how it works. It's that simple. These launch at a 220K market cap. That's why this is such a like a hack. And it's not like, you see these kind of returns, you assume there's like a gimmick or a scam. It's working this way because they launch at a 220K market cap. And these are really high quality agents that doesn't matter where they would launch, they would see multiple millions, right? Their market caps would still be in the millions, right? Axelrod, doesn't matter where he launches, would still be a multi-million-dollar market cap coin. But if you get in the pre-sale, you get it at 220K. So there we go. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Let's definitely talk about those. Yeah. Those, you're mentioning most of my favorites here too, Yep. Yeah, if you just buy some virtual and stake it, that's probably the best play right now. Buy virtual, stake it. 20% of all points every day goes to virtual stakers. And then you're just going to take those points, commit it, buy a little more virtual, buy one virtual and, put it in the pre-sale, boom, 10x. And if you can do that every day, every few days, when you have enough points to actually make it matter, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Panic, honestly, I'd focus on virtuals until Dude has something that I don't think Dude has anything quite yet. So I think it's like all in on virtuals now. And then when Dude gets really ramping up, it's reevaluating. I like DreamNet though. I do think that's cool. Anyway, Cook. Arbus, next one that'll do well. It'll be way oversubscribed too. In fact, like New Norm might be like 1,000% oversubscribed. Arbus should do pretty decent. Like if that GPT Wars got to 700% oversubscribed, Arbus is better. That should get 1,000 plus. A number of participants, not sure, but we did grow more users, way more users here. And then I'm looking for that new one. I'm looking for that new one that we were just looking at, Symphony. It's not up here yet, but it is coming here. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, we'll get more into the AI stuff on the afternoon show. That's at 2 p.m., guys. So come back here at 2 p.m., catch the Swarm Report. For now, right back to crypto NFTs. Trump comment this morning just that he's a big fan of crypto. I think this guy drops little hints, right? I don't know the context. I don't know if he was interviewed. I don't know what, but that man's not done with crypto yet. In fact, I think we're just getting started and very obvious we have no legislation here yet. We don't. But looking forward to those words mattering, like, right, U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. And I'm looking forward to these, investments playing out here in the States. It's not a crypto investment here, but there is something changing. Now, Don Trump Jr. came out and said there's not going to be a Truth Social meme coin. Right? We had that rumor earlier. Well, past 2 weeks we've had rumors of a new Trump token, and it was going to be a Truth Social token. And we had that rumor hit again this week. Rand Neuner tweeted out that that's coming in 72 hours. He said it's coming. And now Truth Social saying it's not happening. Don Jr. saying it's not happening. But I wonder if they're being real specific here. Right, saying it's not a meme coin. I wonder if they're being really, really specific here. Truth Social's not launching a meme coin. Well, I think a lot of people believe that it's a utility token. It's not a meme coin. So I kind of wonder if that's just, I don't know, kind of covering their asses. It was in their terms of service. They'd updated it, and there was like a little mention of like a utility token. So we got to watch that. I don't know what to believe here, but I think there's a token coming. I do. In 2 days, I love this shit. In 2 days, you can go to Steak and Shake, get a burger, pay for it in Bitcoin, and have your burger branded with a Bitcoin logo. First off, I hope they don't sell a single burger. I hope nobody's spending their Bitcoin on a burger. That's fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Like, how about USDC? That'd be cool. Mr. Wood, look at that. It's pretty awesome, dude. You're going to grind out some points, And I think over the next couple of weeks, God, okay, I think price goes up over the next couple of weeks. And you can take that as because we're building with Axelrod, because we're doing this ACP thing, because ACP is coming. I think token price is going up here. That's dabbling on feeling funny to say. Maybe I don't think I should talk price stuff. It's just my opinion. You'd have paid 75 mil for Yuga. No, I think you were right, dude. Isn't it AXR? I think it's AXR. Don't spend your Bitcoin on a burger, please. Good Lord. Dude, I won't even show this because I want to save some time. But some girl almost got kidnapped in Paris. Dude, yes, sir. Oh, dude, I don't have good things to say about Yuga. I wish I did. I don't. We'll get to the punk story, but I don't. By the way, did you guys see the rumor that the co-founder of what is it, Dune, CTO and co-founder of Dune is the singer from M83? Did you guys see that yesterday? I don't think it's true, by the way, but like, I bought that, dude. I thought it was true, and then I DM'd the guy and fucking went into stand mode, dude. So embarrassing, but I thought it was true. I fucking forgot to do that, cats. Darn. Oh, that sucks. Okay, real quick. Believers cooking. You know the Believer internet capital sector, whatever we're calling that now. Dude, went from 100 mil market cap, the entire sector, to like 350 mil. All right, I believe that meta is going to work. But I don't think, God, okay, I don't know. I'm going to change my mind right as I'm spitting the words out. I was going to say, I don't think it's as big a meta as maybe I thought yesterday, and now I don't know. Now I think maybe it is. All I do know is it's definitely something to keep your eye on. Again, talking about Believer and internet capital markets, there's something there. Make no mistake, it's just meme coins. It's just meme coins with a new wrapper, right? It's no different than the animal meta or the AI meta, and now internet capital markets is a meta. It's companies coming in, launching a meme coin. It doesn't probably have utility, but it is an official token. If it's a way for startups and businesses to raise money, they're going to keep doing it. Why wouldn't they? And they didn't do it before because they were worried they'd get in trouble for it. And nobody's worried about that now. You can just launch things, right? So they're all coming in. They're going to launch coins. Like, guys, McDonald's could come in and launch a coin. They're not gonna, but they could. In fact, I wonder if they do it in the Dude ecosystem, but they could. And we're gonna see more businesses do this. Dude, but getting spicy. And the App Store, Believe got up to, what is that, 147. People are noticing, man. People are definitely noticing, man. Platform offline because of the extra volume. You got to pay attention to it. Some of these coins are going to cook. But I guess the part that has me like a little unsure, it's just, again, they're just meme coins. To me, it's closer to the AI meta, right? You have just an agent. It happens to have like, an application, and it's got a token with it. I guess the difference is a lot of the AI tokens also have utility, right? Like X number of tokens equals access to a terminal, or like Gigabrain, right? 1 million tokens gives you access to the AI portfolio manager. So there's utility there. These don't have utility. We got to watch. And then we touched on this, well, really over the past couple of weeks, and it's like, you know what? How we were talking about it, that wallets are about to evolve, and social media is going to become like entwined with wallets. We're seeing it more and more and more. And we have yesterday Coinbase Wallet. This is so wild. Oh, you know what, guys? This is more AI related, and same thing is in, we've been talking about AI getting entangled in wallets too. It's really fucking cool what's coming here. All the above is happening. Social apps, wallets, AI, all one experience. So here's Coinbase Wallet showing that in your Coinbase wallet, you'll talk with agents, you'll make trades in real time, you'll use mini apps directly in the chat. So, dude, it's like an all-in-one experience, but all in your social media app. So, like Coinbase, their wallet's going into that social realm, and then the social apps are moving into the crypto wallet realm too. You see it coming, right? Like it's really clear what these guys are all working towards. And the way we've been describing it is they're all doing it and they're coming from different sides. Again, the social guys are coming to meet the crypto guys here, and the crypto guys are coming to meet the social guys right there. It's pretty neat. Dude, Offline, they're out there now. It's so wild. That's what's happening this cycle, these DeFi AI tools. You want to look at something like Gigabrain. It literally trades hyperliquid for you. Right? It gives you the signals. You click to make the trade, but then it manages your position. Right? It'll adjust like your stop loss. It'll actually it'll execute the buy or sell. And again, it will adjust that position based on how the position's looking. Wild. Oh, I hope that's so. I hope that's so, man. Other side will go into history for the biggest upset in Web3 if they can't redeem themselves this year. Okay, I might be reading that wrong. But yeah, okay. Other side either kills Yuga Labs. It is like the end of Yuga Labs. And I don't mean they stop existing, but it's like they're done, nobody cares. Or it's like the biggest comeback story ever. To me, it's one or the other. And even if they fall in the doodles category or column, where if people are indifferent to it, that's as bad as it failing, right? For Yuga Labs. Offline, just search Gigabrain on X. You have to have 1 million tokens to access that portfolio manager, but that shit, that's it. That stuff is gonna absolutely cook. If I were liquid right now, I'd buy a big old bag of the tokens Brain. I'd buy a big old bag of that. You know what? No, but that's why Yuga has potential for this like comeback story. It's not really a thing. It will be a thing. I still believe Metaverse will be a thing. And Yuga has a chance to be the guys who really make it a thing. The other side's live in like 4 weeks, maybe a little less, right? It's coming live in June, the persistent Metaverse. And if it can finally live up to that potential and feel alive, and by the way, for it to feel alive, it needs to have AI agents roaming it. Because there's not enough people who actually want to hang in a video game, especially in the summer, guys. This is their big problem. Okay, now that I'm saying it, I might be wrong. Summertime, people out of school, maybe they're more time. Like, does the gaming audience, like daily active users and gamers, go up during the summer? Or does it go down because people are like out? You get a chance to really make the metaverse happen. And if they don't, if we're still too early, like it's going to happen no matter what. But if we talk about cycles, we might be a whole cycle early still for metaverse. Like, right? I think we're still maybe a cycle early. But if they can make it awesome and for it to actually click and people are like, okay, the metaverse thing, I get it. It is really going to be a thing. Like, it's really going to be what we thought last time. Yuga could come back strong. Oh, boss, I pray every night for that, man. Every night. Every night I pray for a new COVID. Not because I care about crypto bags. I just love staying home. Well, I still stay home. I loved COVID. That's the best time ever. I was telling my wife that a couple days ago. She thinks it's fucking nuts, but I'm just being honest. The best time of my life. Other than my kids being born and, getting all the typical shit, getting married, all that stuff. Great. COVID. The COVID years were amazing. Amazing. No, absolutely not, dude. It was so great. Okay. Do you guys have like periods of your life that you associate with music? And then like if you ever think about that time, you hear those songs, or if you hear the songs, you think about that time, they just go hand in hand, right? Do you guys have that? I think everybody does, right? I got this other thing. I think it's weird, but I don't know. Like different times have like, to me, and it's not even times, like things. Different things have like a smell. It's the weirdest thing, but like there's eras of my life that I can like smell them. It's so fucking weird. And like it's just weird. I think there's a term for that. But like there's like all these like sensory things that happen when I think of like different eras. COVID had a great smell. Fucking smelled great. Dude, I loved COVID so much. Please, for the love of God, we need another. Dude, fuck yeah. I've been getting way back into like Alice in Chains and like some good 90s grunge. Like Pearl Jam was always my favorite band, and Alice in Chains and like that good shit. And I've been on an Alice in Chains kick the past week or so here. Oh, no kidding, dude. That's cool. It's weird. And they're not like sometimes they're not even smells of a real thing. It's hard to describe. And then there's like color stuff that happens too. And I know there's a term for the color thing. Like you can smell something and you see or feel a color, or you see a color and there's like it's whatever it is cool. Dude, that's nuts. There, oh my god, you deserve every hate you get for that. You deserve it all, dude. All of it. All right, let's look at the NFT market here. Please, COVID. Please, another. There's gonna be one, right? We'll get another pandemic at some point. I gotta believe. I'll never get sick. Well, no, I got COVID. I was gonna say I'll never get sick because I never go out, but I did. I got COVID twice. And besides that, dude, I almost never got sick. I went like 8 years not getting sick once, and then COVID ruined that streak. Well, dude, I want COVID to happen, but I want you to be able to do what you want and go out and do all your shit. Dude, Wizards cooking. That you know what? No, I like and respect you enough that we'll still show. Anyway, NFT market here, 19.3 million cross-chain sales yesterday. Sellers were down, buyers were down, transactions down, average sale price just still creeping up. Actually, look at today, up to 150. That's our best day. Dude, look at that. That's actually pretty interesting. That's our best day. And by the way, it's not done, obviously, but we might be at a multi-week, maybe a multi-month high for average sale price if we maintain that. It's a good sign. Price the NFTs moving. But is it pricey NFTs being sold at a loss? Let's see. Yesterday, yeah, like we expected, but that's normal. It's been $1 million in the negative. Today, 256K in the negative. So we're maybe on pace to actually have a really cool day here. High prices and maybe profits starting to swing in the right direction here. That's pretty interesting. Oh, damn. Look at that punk sale. All right. Let's look at our top collections. CryptoPunks. You know what? A lot of that's probably punks. Dude, love to see it. CryptoPunks on top, followed by Courtyard, D Market, Pudgy Penguins, Guardian, Heroes, Taproot Wizards, Bored Apes, Doodles, Ethos. Look at those Ethos dudes. GG's if you got them. Good shit. Yeah, looking good there. Top sale. There you go. Nice beanie punk. 148 ETH, $384,000. Amazing. Look at the punks. Oh my god, dude. And it makes sense, guys. We'll get to this too, but the punks news. Dude, I'm telling you, like, okay, yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? Like, I lean that way. I like that stuff. And I was still working Web 2 when that happened and was working remote. But I remember I told myself, I'm like, when the office opens up, I'm not going back if they require it. And they did end up requiring it. And I remember having like just a matter of weeks. And I'm like sitting here trying to make a decision. Do I quit or do I just have to fucking get that thing? And just perfect timing. The fucking universe works in mysterious ways, but it's when I started working full time in Web 3. So I didn't have to go back, but I didn't let my kids get that thing. I don't even know if it was good or bad then. I knew I didn't know. And so I didn't want them to. Oh, dude, wild. It was so wild. Oh, it's crazy, dude. That whole thing was nuts. All of it nuts, and I love it. Me going to the local gun store trying to buy ammo in case shit really hits the fan and I can barter with it. The good old days, man. That was so awesome. Anyway, ton of punk selling. Great shit. Some more NFT stickers selling on Telegram, guys, on the Ton blockchain. Awesome shit, guys. $3,700 for some Pudgy Penguin stickers. Some Bored Ape stickers for $5,800. Man, this stuff's cooking. Bang, good to see you, man. Those stickers, we got to pay attention, man. They're like, man, they're cooking. All right, let's give some love to our bro here. This is really fucking cool. Hang on, I'm going to share this so I can do the audio. But Awful Eye had a big sale yesterday on Super Rare. The buyer of that piece, we'll just spoil it right here, is Ty. I don't know if I say his last name right, but Ty Guyett, the founder artist of Good Vibes Club. Super cool. All right, so here's this piece, and he did tell us that there's something about this that's like super unique. But he said he's doing something in this piece that's never been done before. I'm going to ask you a question because I think, well, okay, no, maybe it hasn't been done. There's versions that are not close, but in that like kind of vein. But like, I don't think I've seen exactly like this. But yeah, check this out. I'm going to skip ahead a little. Well, no, let's start at the front. Hang on. Do we have audio? I'll tell you when it gets to that part, I wasn't expecting it. So it like glitches out here. And then I can't tell what that says down there. But like TLDR, and this is fucking awesome. Good morning, D-Yank. So like Awful Eye can actually update this piece in real time. He can actually send a message and like have it display in the piece itself. So like and Awful Eye, so you can like type some text and like send it, and then that text appears like there at the end with that glitched out dude, like down at the bottom with the scrolling text. It's pretty fucking cool. Tell you what, for something like this, 30-second delay to me is as good as instant. Really cool. Really cool. Okay, now when I was saying that, like, and you said it had never been done before, and I agree. I don't think I've ever seen this before. In that vein is something like Beeple's like Human One that can be updated, right? Pulls data, like real-time data, and it updates. But as far as the artist having a way to like send something through right then, I don't think I've seen that, man. And it's really fucking cool. It's fucking awesome, man. I always love stuff that has like real time, like persistent and real time things that affect like the output. That's wild. I think that's so cool, man. So honestly, congrats to you for the sale, and congrats to Ty for holding this piece. It's really, really, really cool. Dude, it's why I like your what's the piece that I have of yours? Fault lines. It's why I like fault lines, because it's like live data stuff. I love that. I love that. So there we go, dude. Like, awesome. So fucking cool. Yeah, guys, give Awful Eye a follow. He's such a great guy, such a great artist. He's got great collectors, man. Pretty fucking cool, man. Pretty fucking cool. All right. We'll move for the sake of time here. We'll go quickly until we get to, our main thing. Dude, here I am fucking end of the show and just getting to our main thing. So we got to go long today. But Rafik Anadol's Biome Lumina. I think this is incorrect, by the way, but 1,000 editions sold out at $5,000 a piece, guys. $5,000 a mint for his new 1/1 collection. They're fucking gorgeous. I'm really considering selling my hoodie vibe and getting one of these, or finding somebody that'll trade. Like, I think these got a ton of upside. I do. I think these are going to be 5, 10 ETH. I think 10 ETH in a bull market, NFT bull market. I really want one. I love them. I love them. I also think hoodie GBCs will be 5 to 10 ETH too, but I like art a lot. Anyway, brings in $5 million. Pretty wild. Now, what I'm questioning here is that was the pre-sale. There is a public sale announcement, and I think there's a couple hundred that are going to be at a public sale. So I think it was more like 700 or 800 sold out. I don't think it was 1,000. So be aware of that, and maybe it's worth trying to get in here. It might be worth looking for that public sale. They are up from mint price too. So, Maverick, good morning. Choina, good. Do you think it's good for both sides, or do you think I need to offer up more? Because the thing is, I could sell them. The hoodie GVCs are going for 3.5 ETH. So I think I could sell them and just buy one outright and probably have a little ETH left over. But I kind of, just to make it easy, would just do a trade. Right. I think these are sitting at like 2 point something, 2.6. Maybe they're at 3. So I think as of today's value, they're close. They're probably the same. In fact, the hoodie GVC might be a little more, maybe. But in the future, I think they both are heading to the same price. I just prefer art as much as I love GVC. But yeah, it's a really, really good sign. It's a really good sign seeing that there's demand for art like that. But yeah. Anyway, this was our biggest story yesterday. Again, an hour in, we get to it finally. But Yuga Labs. Ooh, that's a great question, boss. Who do I prefer? I prefer Rafik. I like the colors and I like the flow and I like that stuff. And so with Xcopy, I've never loved his work. I love him and I love what he does. But his art has never been something that I'm like super into. And I do like glitch art. Like Hudah Rocket is like one of my favorites. There's just something with Xcopies, like it doesn't hit. And I get it. I love what he does, and I love the spirit of crypto art, not just putting art on chain, right? That's part of it. But like digital art is different from crypto art. Crypto art's like a sector of digital art. It's like got to have a message to it. And it's a certain kind of message. It's a statement piece. And Xcopy, every collection of his is exactly that. But his work never works for me. Just it's a personal taste thing. You know what's interesting, Choina? There's a ton of Rafik collectors in GVC. Like a lot. It's really weird. Like GVC is a really interesting community. It's a lot of art collectors. There's a lot of Xcopy collectors there, and there's a lot of Rafik collectors there. So it's only, and I heard some guys minted like 15 plus of these. So the chance or the hope is it's somebody that's got a bunch here and he just wants to trade. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, with such a tiny collection, maybe there's one person who would want to do that trade. More valuable in 10 years, Xcopy. And it depends on which, but I think Rafik is going to be in that realm. Like not quite Beeple level, maybe Xcopy level. Like AI is just he's going to be like kind of the face of AI art. So it maybe a toss up. Maybe a toss up. But we'll see. Again, Rafik with his connections with like the WEF and stuff like that, like he's got a different kind of audience. I would assume it's X. I'll tell you that, culture-wise and all that. But Rafik has got that, Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in that chat. Yeah. There's some very serious whales, art collectors, all that in GVC. So if there's anywhere to put it, it's there. Yep. Anyway, Yuga Labs. This is fucking nuts. Yuga Labs now has gotten rid of the only thing that's got me like, not the only thing that has me bullish on them, but the only thing I cared about right now. Yuga Labs yesterday sold the CryptoPunks IP to the Node Foundation. It's called Infinite Node Foundation for $20 million. For $20 million. Bro, we got to get you like a crank generator or something, or like a pedal thing, you know? By the way, Heidi's, good morning, man. Amadeus, good morning. Over on Abstract. $7 million seems, 20 million bucks seems crazy. Something's weird there. I think there's something really strange there. Maybe not, but man, I don't even know what to think about this. I don't know what to think. Here you go, though. The Node Foundation, formed in 2025, this year, by Mickey Malka and Becky Kleiner. Node's purchase of the IP and additional 25 million endowment from who outpaces the digital art funding of all major U.S. institutions. Node exists to build network architecture for digital works like CryptoPunks to be studied, exhibited, and contextualized within the art historical canon. Great. I love that. I love everything about that. No, boss, this is crazy. Yuga bought them for like 300 mil. They took a massive loss on this. 300 mil is what they spent on that IP, and they sold it for 20 mil. So that's where things start getting kind of questionable, kind of weird. But I think there's more to it, right? In a way, it's right here. Transition isn't about ownership, but liberation, freed from corporate friction and limitations. Yep, punk ethos can thrive. The problem was Yuga holding them, and they wanted to build around it and make some money, and you can't. You can't. People rejected that. Even though I think there's a way you can do it, it's fine-ish. If there is a way to do that, they didn't figure it out. And if there's a way, there might not be. But punks are like bigger than, a company, and punks are bigger than just being a collection. They've like transcended that. They represent the culture here, and they represent a movement, and they represent, everything that you love about CryptoPunks represent. And that means even like if you love what Bitcoin represents, then you love CryptoPunks. But they go a step further because now it's that identity conversation, and it's so much more, right? Like in a way, punks have an even look. They have just as good of a story as Bitcoin's origin story, right? They do. Again, is this thing that represents. Oh, now that's fair. That's a good point, Shoina. Okay, we'll get to that. But as something that represents a new way for collectibles to live and be traded, and it still represents decentralization, and it represents art. Is so many things wrapped up in the CryptoPunks. I think they're as important, maybe just a notch below Bitcoin, but they're right there. So it's important to get them preserved like this, and that message is spread. So in that regard, I like it. Yuga getting rid of him, I don't think it mattered that they held him. In fact, I kind of liked Yuga holding him. I had no problem with Yuga holding him. Problem is making mistakes and selling books. And again, if people want to buy it, I get it. It's fine, but it did make the brand feel a little less, in a way. But yeah, now they'll live with Node. There is a physical exhibition is it Palo Alto or something like that? All that's cool. All of it's cool. Gargo weighing in on it too, right? And I see, this is why I was okay with them being with Yuga. I like how Gordon Goner looks at a lot of this stuff. I think he gets it. He does. He gets it. He knew, and Yuga knew, that long-term punks deserve a home built on the basis of preservation. My view then and now is what's good for punks is good for NFTs. Yeah, he gets it. He does get it. Now, Choina's point here actually makes the 20 mil sound or make a lot of sense, right? Because Yuga's the biggest holder of CryptoPunks. At this point, I don't know if they have all 420. They might. They have somewhere in the 300 range, like 350. So that makes sense. That 20 mil makes more sense now because Yuga has all those NFTs still. Right? And you can look at those as something that they still think are going to be worth, $1 million a piece one day. And some of them are rare and worth more, right? So really it's the value of the punks that makes up that difference. And it can be looked at it kind of like a tax write-off to a degree. So now the 20 mil starts making a bit more sense. I like the deal. I really like the deal here. I think it makes sense for everybody. Get them out of Yuga's hands. Even though I thought they were fine there at this point, now that they stopped touching them, fine. But if you can give them to an entity that's like almost full time going to focus on them, and focus on them the right way, good shit. Good shit. But people also questioning this, right? Questioning the 20 mil. Again, I think, and I didn't have this till you said that, Choina. I wasn't sure, like, I still couldn't make it make sense, right? Like tax loss makes sense. But again, the fact that they hold hundreds of punks, that makes a ton of sense. So the IP was sold, but in the initial deal, it wasn't just IP, it was punks. Now, fuck it. Hang on. I'm going to do it. Get ready. Hang on. I'm hitting the vape first because I'm about to do what you guys know I'm about to do. You guys know what I'm about to do. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. The real question, no, not smelling salts. I still have not. The real question is, what happens with the V1 punks? Yeah, are they going to do anything? Is Yuga just going to keep them? Are they going to go dump their whole bag of V1s? Are they just going to be completely ignored? By the way, this is not really about V1 punks. It's the big boy punks. They're the ones that matter. And by the way, that's why we saw them cook. There's nothing as special as those guys. But there are a lot of people wondering. There's a lot of people wondering here what's happening with the V1s. Again, I think they'll just be ignored. There are too many punk collectors, right? The big boy punks that have V1s as well, and they appreciate what they are, as do I. And I'm still telling you guys, these fuckers right here, if I were sitting on a big old pile of ETH and I were looking for the single look, what have I said before is the best investment in crypto? I think I've said it's ordinals. I need to add this right on that list. The best investment, actually, maybe I need to change it. The single best investment in all of crypto, I mean this, in all of crypto. NFT, ordinals, any meme coin, any fungible token, even Bitcoin. I think the single best investment. Well, let's leave Bitcoin on top. Besides Bitcoin, it's V1 punks. Just general crypto punks, but V1 punks. If you think CryptoPunks are going to a 500K floor, a $1 million floor, that they're going to, like Bitcoin, hit a price level and they're never going to fall below that at some point, there is a level they're not going to fall below. And this is probably a decade down the road, right? But CryptoPunks become that, man, elite thing. And everybody's priced out. Like at this point, most people are priced out of a full Bitcoin. And the same thing has kind of already happened with CryptoPunks. And it will only keep getting more and more expensive. And when people, I'm telling you, people still don't know the story of V1s. And when people learn the story of V1s and that they are CryptoPunks and they were the first iteration, they were the original mint, and that they are attached to that CryptoPunk story and that legacy. And it's all about legacy. That's why they're in the hand of the Node Foundation to protect that legacy, that lore, that story, the provenance. These guys right here are that. They're a major part of that story. I got some buddies who are now buying these. I think everybody should have one. Because let's be honest, most of us are never going to get a CryptoPunk. All of us probably can grab one of these, or at some point this cycle can grab. At some point this cycle will probably make a few ETH and can grab one. Problem is, these are going to do what they did last cycle. These are going to get to 10 ETH. Probably this cycle. I would bet a lot of money they're going to get there this cycle. And they're probably going to get to 15 ETH. The higher CryptoPunks go, the higher these go. And there will be crazy FOMO into these because as punks run and people are so far priced out, they're going to say, fuck, well, let me grab a V1 because it's my exposure to CryptoPunks. These will be 10 or 15 ETH this cycle. And higher, maybe. Last cycle, they got to 28 or 29 ETH. Maybe they even touched 30. And they have exactly that potential again. Too many people look at these as a core part of the CryptoPunk story because they are. Because they are. If you talk about when CryptoPunks were free to claim, right? If you talk about when punks sat out there and, took in a matter of days, people started picking over them. If you talk about that story, it is these. These are the original version. At some point, these get to a pretty ridiculous price tag because of that. And it's why I said if I just were sitting on ETH, I'd much rather hold it in these JPEGs that I think, over the years have a 10x in them, maybe more. But a 5x this cycle, yeah, it just feels safe, easy, all that. They're fucking amazing. I love that, dude, China. I think that's a really cool way to look at it too. And the number for trading are just going to get less and less because a lot of people, it's like me, right? I wouldn't trade it because I'll never get one again if they get out of range, and I will never get exposure to a CryptoPunk otherwise. So I love it. Guys who have V2, well, I don't even like calling them V2, but guys who have CryptoPunks who they're not letting those go, but they want to trade a punk still, go trade the V1s. I think that's cool. And more and more will come off the table as people hold them, and they're like, that's it. That's my exposure to punks. And you'll feel good about it that you have a punk. I would never tell somebody no, that's a lie. I would tell somebody I know CryptoPunk. And it's such a tricky thing to like, it's such a tricky thing, Choina, how you explain it in this like tightrope you're walking on. I don't want people thinking I have the real deal CryptoPunk. But just being honest, I feel like I have a punk. I feel like I have a CryptoPunk with a V1. It's just the way it feels. It does. I feel like I have my piece of that story. And then I feel like it matters a lot. That said, it's what everybody else agrees with. And everybody else agrees the V2s are the CryptoPunks, and that's all that matters. But for now, I'll tell you guys, you need a CryptoPunk, and if you can't get a CryptoPunk, you need a V1 punk. And I mean it, need. They're really, really, really important. Yeah, you should do your best to collect them. By the way, that 20 mil that Yuga gave to the Node Foundation, Lucas said he would have spent 75 mil. How cool would that be? If you had the V1, would you trade him, or would he just be locked up with your CryptoPunk? Telling you, dude, there's a lot of like punk holders. I think mostly really, really like V1s. Right? Like you got CryptoPunk collectors who also collect V1s. Yeah, he would lock it up. Yeah. It just it feels just a little more complete. There you go. Yeah, boss, dude. Yes. Yep. But like, look, as bullish as I am on NFTs, I still know that those will trade in cycles, and mostly they'll pull back, and mostly they'll come closer to zero. I still believe that. And CryptoPunks in general, both V1s and CryptoPunks, to me are the exception. Those are the historic NFTs, and there's not a ton of historic NFTs. There's some of the art stuff's historic, but truly historic NFTs, I think it's just kind of CryptoPunks again. Chromie Squiggles, yeah, right. Autoglyphs, yeah. Fidenzas and stuff like that, kinda. But CryptoPunks, yeah. Anyway, Luca would have spent 75 mil. That would have been interesting. I'd rather them where they're at now. Also, Yuga Labs did send 5 punks to Node. So 5 of those punks went back to them. Nice punks too. I like the top hat. I like the hoodie. Yeah, they're cool. Oh, all single traits. I like that. I like it. Yuga paid 250 mil for Moonbirds. Wow. Crazy mismanaged, all of it. We'll hit the rest of these kind of quickly, but Doodles announced a new studio. And I'm not totally up on this all, guys. I'm not totally up, but it's a new studio called Take Your Medicine, a London-based creative music studio and label, bridges the gap between worlds of commercial music and advertising. This kind of gives me GVC vibes. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I wonder if GVC and Toast are getting into like Web3, advertising, but with a Web3 like foundation, a Web3 core, maybe. But here's the Doodles tweeting it out here. London-based creative music studio Take Your Medicine launched last week. And they're just showing the brands they've worked with, huh? I think. Coke, Samsung. Wait, did they work with Samsung and Coke and Pepsi and Subway? Did they work with those guys? I missed that if they did. Or, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about here. Wait, EP loading. Is this their partners they're announcing? Hang on. Did they just announce a whole bunch of new partners? Hulu, TikTok, Disney, Adidas, Subway, Pepsi. Like, are they making advertisements? Like it's an ad agency? I don't get what this is. But I'll tell you what, dude, I'm glad they're coming on the show. I'm glad they're coming on the show. I got a lot of questions for them. But I feel like they just announced a whole bunch of new partners. You know what, China? At first, I would like Luca with them, but they're way better with Node Foundation. Way better. Yeah. I don't think Luca would have put him in anywhere. I think he would have left him alone. But if someone's leaving him alone, I'd rather it's a bunch of art heads and rich guys. Honestly, like as icky as that might sound, I'd rather it with them rather than Luca. And I respect the shit out of Luca. But punks belong where they're at now. It's a perfect fit. Anyway, that's cool. Azuki announced, what is it? Their director, character designer, and scriptwriter for episode 3 of their animation, Enter the Garden. I don't think I ever watched chapter 2, dude. I need to get caught up. I like those guys. Luca teased that abstract token coming Q4. We got a lot to look forward to, man. We got the OpenSea token. We've got the abstract token. We got a lot to look forward to. I think we got a great fucking time ahead of us still. Great fucking time. Awesome shit. And then finally, let's peek at some prices on NFTs, including our sweet, sweet ordinals. I think GVC are getting into a really spicy spot to be getting in ahead of all their announcements. I like these here at 0.62. They can probably pull back into the 0.5s. I thought they were going to pull back to trying to think 3 or whatever. Never did. Never like cooked. Absolutely cooked. I think GVC's getting ready for a nice run. But let's focus on Dreamelio down to 0.13. I hold too long. I was holding those way too long. I would be up a little if I flipped it now, but I think I become a community member. Did Monster Capsules mint? Hang on. Or is that's a fake collection, I think. I believe, no, maybe it's not. Maybe they did some of the, okay. No, these must have minted. I think that could be real. But let's focus on ordinals. Yeah, dude. Yes, I like this. Yep. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you said that. There's like an advisory board for Node, and it's John and Matt from Yuga Labs. It's Snowfro from Art Blocks. He's so cool, dude. Damn near the top of my list is a Chromie Squiggle. Need it. Fucking need it. Who else? Gordon Goner's on it too. I think that's it. It's a great advisory board. It is. All right. Ordinals, predictions, collections I think are very bullish and where I think they get that are not part of the top 5. And by the way, Taproot Wizards back over 0.2. So guys, they were already over mint price. 60% of people minted at 0.1. They were already well over mint price for most traders, most buyers. And then more recently, they were well over mint price even at 0.2, but in USD value. And now they're just over mint price for basically everyone other than the people who bought public, who got at 0.31-ish or so. And maybe in USD value, it's getting close-ish. Guys, that was so cool when you shared that. Cats, I gotta look. I probably didn't get my submission in. But anyway, Taproot Wizards 0.2. OMB 0.03. Those cooked here in the past day. Node Monks up 0.045. Send me my goddamn Node Monk, man. That gets me, man. Puppet's looking great, dude. Look at that. These are all be 0.1 really soon. Really fucking soon, guys. But my predictions for Based Angels. And there's Quantum Cats. Okay, my next tier down. Based Angels, Scents, Floriforms, Honey Badgers. I don't love Project Eon or just Eons over here. I know there's a lot of guys who got into that collection. I'm not super bullish on them. If they get some attention, it's more like the Puppets' attention. And I'll clarify that. They don't have the culture. They don't have the Bitcoin culture, but they have the hypey stuff because it comes from some D-Gods community, right? Their CM, I think, is who launched it. When things get hypey, those will get a little hypey. I just don't think that big. And I don't think there's a lot of substance there. And I could be wrong. I could be, but I don't see it and I don't feel it. And I felt that way kind of since they minted. They look cool. But honey badgers, I'm going to do those price predictions still. Honey badgers to 0.1. I think this cycle to 0.1. 0.05, I'd be happy. I think they've been there before, right? Have they been to 0.05? 0.03? You know, how high did they get? I got to refresh myself with some of these prices. But I've got some pretty, okay, they got to did they only get to 0.01? Maybe they were only 0.01. I just want to make sure I'm looking at this the right way. I'm not great with the Magic Eden charts. Yeah. I think they go way higher than that. Anyways, now I think, you know, my predictions are usually peak. Like it's that euphoric part. And I don't think the peak is this cycle. I still think we're like a whole cycle away. 0.02. Okay. Yeah, I'm when Taproot Wizards and all that stuff gets to like 1 or 2, I believe it. Then I think these guys are 0.1. I'll say this cycle, I think they're back to 0.02, 0.03, 0.04. It's a huge range, right? But tons of upside on them, tons. And it's kind of the same with all those, you know, floriforms, probably same area, 0.0123. Based Angel, same thing. And like they're not that far off, right? I think everything's got, I think an easy 5x in it, especially like the higher these get and the more people are priced out, the more they rotate to that second tier. And those second tier are great. They're quality. They look awesome. They're part of like the narrative here. Sense a big part of it. And I do think we have an art cycle coming. So it's why I think Sense and Floriforms catch a big old bid. There's just a lot of great opportunity over here. So all those collections, I think, 0.03. I think Fukahedron still, I think they're a really strong play. Floriforms at 0.001, I think have got just tons of upside. A 5x gets them to, you know, not even 0.01. Tons of upside in Floriforms. They also have announcements coming, right? The evolution or like whatever they got. Stuff like that moves the needle. So all these got a really easy 5x. But yeah, dude, if I were looking for best, cheapest with most upside, Floriforms, Honey Badgers, Sense, and Fukahedrons. I still really think those are great. I think they're great collectibles. They're some of the best looking in on ordinals, and I've just come to respect the Nakamigos community. There's some whales there. A lot of them are in GVC, and I didn't know them before. I didn't really care for that community before. I just didn't know. I think they're a great community. Yeah, I like them. Mice. Yep, they are. Well, it gets to be such a funny conversation. First 10K under, 100K inscription number, and then OCM argues that it's them, but they inscribe differently. They're not all uniquely inscribed, right? And then Punks say are the first 10K fully inscribed collection under 100, and then Node Monks and Honey Badgers battle out for the first original 10K collection. Everybody's got their own little claim. It matters a little bit. It just means they're all in the like info stream when that conversation happens. It's great seeing Bitcoin Punks selling for 0.6, 0.7. They'll do fine. They'll do fine. So there's good shit on Bitcoin. I think V1's best out there. I think all this stuff is right on par. All this stuff. Easy upside, very little downside, unless the whole market turns down. Tons of upside on this stuff. Just don't forget, Node Monks got to 0.9. Right? You just need that reminder sometimes. A reminder that people actually have Bitcoin and they're willing to spend it. They got to 0.9. Not in an NFT bull market either. Like a little hypey few weeks, but we were not in a bull market like now. They got to 0.9. There's so much upside on this stuff, like unbelievable. That's true. I'm not giga bullish on frogs. I like them plenty, right? I like them, but I'm not super bullish on them when there's all these other like great options. That said, I know people who really like them, so I hope they cook. And I do think they'll be up. I just think across the board, all the good collections will be up. So frogs will be up. But who's got like maybe more upside, less downside? At this point, Sense have like no downside, you know? And Sense will be back to 0.01, 0.03 in that ballpark. There's a lot of great stuff here. And yes, people will spend. Like if you're one of those people who doubts that somebody will spend a full Bitcoin just because it's a whole Bitcoin, right? Man, they'll definitely spend out of their average of 18 Bitcoin per wallet, right? Again, I've thrown this number out there. The number of wallets holding at least one Bitcoin, their average holding is 18.5 BTC. So if you don't think they'll spend one of them, which I know they will, some of them will, doesn't take many, but some of them will. But if they're not going to spend a whole Bitcoin, some of these guys will spend a tenth of a Bitcoin when they have 18.5 coins on average. They will spend a tenth of a Bitcoin on some of these collections. Absolutely. They'll spend 0.01, 0.03, 0.05. Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. That's very little compared to their bags. And they still will believe there's upside on them. And if there's not, if they take a loss, they got a piece of the culture. These guys will spend it. Easy plays out there if you think we're getting a NFT bull run. And we are. I believe it. So we'll see. We shall see. Guys, smash the like on the show and come over to YouTube and subscribe to Crypto Slam. I'll be live here in what, 4-ish hours? 4 hours. 4 hours, 2 p.m. Eastern time for your afternoon swarm report, covering all the latest happening in AI. We'll cover the virtuals launchpad. We'll talk about the biggest stories out there. Of course, we'll talk Axelrod. And then tomorrow, DGen C on the show. Same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Can't wait to get into that. There's your boy, the Swarm. We'll peek at that later. I have no idea where he's sitting at, but I think he's got some fun ahead. Okay. I staked a little right in time, very little. We'll see if I got any. Actually, I'm just going to peek off screen right now. I probably staked a little too late. Or probably didn't stake enough to get any. Let me see. Swarm Burn Evader. Yeah, maybe I didn't. Yeah, no, I think not. But that's cool. That's cool. I don't need it. I did not stake much. We'll see points today. I'm kind of curious how I did, but we'll cover that again on the afternoon show. Guys, enjoy. I stake so little, dude. Very little. But well, yeah, we'll check. We'll check. I did stake a little. It was just yesterday, so maybe there was a cutoff, and it was so little I might not have qualified even. But again, we'll dive in. Enjoy your afternoon, guys. We'll see you in a few hours on the Swarm Report. Guys, we'll fucking see ya. Peace.